everyone, I am so excited to record this. This is my first video of the series, which I don't actually know what it's going to be called yet. But I've been inspired to start this vlog, for lack of a better word, because I wanted to share my experience of pregnancy, and I'm now 37 weeks, and the topic for this video is about the last month of pregnancy, which I have loved and also disliked in the same breath. I mean, emotionally, there's been a variety of stuff going on throughout the whole pregnancy. Like in every pregnancy there is. There's like little bits of everything in each trimester, but this one seems particularly intense, even more so towards the end. And I just wanted to put this experience out there for anyone else who might relate or want to hear it, really, as a woman with wanting to birth autonomously, and also be in the system. Seems to be an interesting experience to navigate those two different worlds, which is sort of the spiritual side of things, which is very much pursuing the natural, spontaneous delivery, and the Western medical side of things, which is a lot more medicalized, and how I've been navigating those two things, and especially towards the end of this pregnancy, which is where actually in all pregnancies a lot of women are poked and prodded and asked lots of questions, and actually it's crazy that is the case, because oh boy, this is the most in-between worlds I have felt before, that I have felt ever, for a long period of time. And it's been about 10 days now, and it seems to be getting more and more intense as I go through this month. And the feeling is very much an ungroundedness, an unraveling, and an instability. And that is the feminine energy. That is describing the feminine energy of birth. So it's like we're being prepared in the last month to go into labour, to go into childbirth. It's not a separate thing. It's not a separate thing. It's not like pregnancy is this one thing and labour is this another thing, and then motherhood is entirely a separate thing. And what I'm experiencing is this very gradual shift energetically into the next phase, which is going to be childbirth for me. So, and I just wanted to touch upon how this phase is so crucial for the mother and the baby to connect. This is what it's been designed for. It's been designed to bring the mother inwards, to be able to connect to her baby more. And the society and the culture that we live in does not have any room for that. There's nothing out there in the culture that provides that space, provides that permission for women to just or just acceptance for women to just go through this naturally as they would do. It's like it's just not acknowledged. And after doing energetic work and meditation practices for a while now, it's very clear to me, this physical change, this energetic change and shift in not just my physical body, but my mind and my energy body. My energies are different. I can't even really string a sentence together most of the time. So I apologise if this is just a blab and doesn't make much sense. I'm just gonna see how it turns out anyway. Yeah. So I love this space. I love being in this space. It feels like women who are about to give birth are entering this birthing void, and it's unstable in there, and it's freaked me out because I thought, and I wasn't prepared for it. I felt so ungrounded as soon as this started about 10 days ago. This huge shift began about 10 days ago, and I just felt like the baby's coming, we need to get ready now. But also thinking way too much instead of just feeling it, going into it with the emotions and accepting all of these wild emotions, wild state of being. This is the way that birth is. It's wild, it's crazy, and it's like as you gradually enter that state, it's I've been needing to stay at home and not really chat to anyone, because this is where I feel the most held and lovingly supported as I enter this state, which is fascinating me. Honestly, it is fascinating. And I want the world, I want every single culture and society to acknowledge this, because it's so important for mum and baby. And it's really important, even if it's not about the connection between mum and baby, the connection that the mum has with herself in these moments. This state of being, it's like it's required for mum to address anything that's going on for her before the baby comes. And so it might be a really ecstatic, joyful experience where she is being led into this divine opening, and it's really glorious. And it might also be a sort of like a feeling of a ripping opening, like an intense diving into the wounds, and sometimes it can be a bit of both. And I've certainly experienced the heights of bliss and the depths of my deepest fears in this month, and they have been a lot of what has been coming up has been the fear of death. So embracing that, a lot of death stories have been coming up, fears around death, visions of my own death in the future, fears that the baby will die, and also it's making me address the mother wound, and it's making me address how I felt when I was born. And because I'm having a daughter, there's something strong that links there between mother, daughter, and her daughter. Because it's all feminine energy, and it's all about this interweb of connection between the wombs of the lineage, and that birth is a time to address wounds, break through barriers, break through walls, break through limitations, become something new. And the womb is the space, the void that offers the space and the potential for any new seeds to be planted, to be nourished and brought into life. So it's like where things go to die and where things are reborn. And our wombs, because they are so closely connected to the element of water, they hold memory, significant memory. So if you are a girl, and a boy too, but I'm talking about girls because I'm having a daughter, you hold the memory of your own birth in your womb and in your subconscious and unconscious. And that can come up when you are about to give birth to your baby, because you remember how this experience of birth felt when you were being born, and it triggers that again. So there might be lots of feelings that seem irrational, and that's okay. And it can also be ancestral karma, ancestral experiences and emotions that have been passed down from womb to womb, and in our genetics, in our DNA, that are needing to be looked at and really addressed, if you're courageous enough to do so. Energy is energy, and it never dies, it just moves on and it changes. And this is one of the most amazing ways to really become knowledgeable about who you are and who your lineage has been. Because this in-between worlds last month of pregnancy is really a month where the veil is ripped away, it's not there. And if we are, so it's like we've got the earthly world and the spirit world, and normally there's a veil in between, but this is like an experience where that's being ripped away to do all of this work. And birth is the height of that ripping of the veil. So that's why I believe we are robbing women in this society of the chance to just be in their own experience of this extremely feminine transition into motherhood, by telling them they need to do things and work and clean the house and talk to doctors and answer questions and make decisions, and actually we're not in that space at all. We're not really there, and if we make the woman go there, it will take her out of this space, which is dreamy and floaty and airy-fairy a little bit, and also very deep and mystical. It's not rational, and if we're taking her out of that, that can be harmful. It's not natural to be taken out of this space. So I'm just in love with this topic And yeah, I look forward to seeing how the unraveling unravels further, and I hope that this has helped anyone become more connected to their own experience of the last part of labour, the last part of pregnancy for them, maybe going into labour, and so many divine, wonderful, gorgeous blessings to all the birthing women watching this video or not. And mahalo, mahalo.